against gun violence, Bob Menendez. Senator Menendez.
Thank you, Senator Lautenberg. Thank you for your leadership for many years on the issue of gun violence. I appreciate all of my colleagues being here, particularly all the ones on the Judiciary Committee who clearly understand the nature of Senator Thune's amendment and what it does to the safety of our people in this country. I know that for Governor Corzine, Senator Lautenberg, and I, we stand here today with particularly heavy hearts after last week's shooting of 5 of Jersey City's best at the hands of an armed suspect, and with the heartbreaking news this morning that one of those brave officers, Mark DiNardo, has succumbed to his injuries, which turned out to be fatal. And our thoughts and prayers are with his family, with his friends, and with the people of Jersey City. Unfortunately, if you're on the New Jersey News websites this morning, you'll see more stories of gun violence that erupted overnight. More Jersey City police officers shot in the line of duty. 3 people shot and killed in Newark. We've taken extraordinary steps in New Jersey to keep guns off the streets, but it remains too easy for people who wish to do harm to get their hands on guns, and it's simply disgraceful. This great nation leads the world in so many ways. In many ways, we are the envy of the world, and we should hold our heads high. But when it comes to guns and gun violence in America, the world looks at us with horror. They see the statistics, the images of gun violence in our cities, in our schools, and places where gun deaths are all too common. I know that Governor Corzine, Senator Lautenberg, and I know those statistics in New Jersey too well. We live them every day. We know there's too much violence and too many guns in our street. And even when our state implements some of the nation's toughest gun laws, the safety of our citizens can be undermined by lax laws in other states, and New Jersey is not alone. And one must ask, beyond the basic right to bear arms, why we need to legalize and make it easier to conceal them for those whose motives may not be pure to carry a weapon into a playground or a crowded stadium. When the number of gun-related crimes and deaths every year in New Jersey rise, the blood that has been spilled by gun violence, why would we want to walk the streets wondering who has a gun in their pocket? Is that the kind of nation we want to become? Do we want to set in motion a situation in already overarmed and over-weaponized cities in which some of us, for whatever reasons, find it necessary to conceal a weapon from the rest of us and do it with the blessings of the federal government? Do we want to raise our children to believe that you have to carry a gun to protect yourself from people who may be carrying guns? And so, in my view, this amendment to force our state and others to recognize all concealed weapons permits from other states is a clear and dangerous abuse of a legitimate Second Amendment right. Finally, I think about what this amendment does, who it affects, and I cannot help but wonder, who is it who needs to carry a concealed weapon and for what purpose? Do we honestly believe it will be the priest or the rabbi? Do we think it will be the mother taking her child to a doctor, thinking it will keep her safe? Hunters and sportsmen use their guns and rifles in hunting areas. They don't use concealed weapons. Who do we really think will be carrying that Glock 39 into a playground or a stadium, a church, a synagogue, or a mosque? It will not be me, and certainly will not be Governor Corzine or any of my colleagues. It will not be anyone in this room. It may very well be the white supremacist who allegedly murdered 3 Pittsburgh police officers on his front porch with an AK-47, the suicide shooter who murdered 10 in an Alabama rampage, the Minnesota man charged with murdering his wife. They were all concealed permit holders. So finally, I just simply say this is an amendment that would override the rights of states to make their determination to keep their people safe. And a federal mandate, and federally mandate. You know, I think about our colleagues who argue about states' rights. Well, this obliterates states' rights. I think about our colleagues who argue about federal mandates on states and the consequences of that. This is a federal mandate to states to recognize concealed weapons permits of all of those people who I just mentioned who committed those acts, and all of the people who today, last night I should say, were killing people in New Jersey. That's something we cannot and should not tolerate as a nation.
Thank you.